I'm hopeful that, if the worst happens and we experience curtailment in the public sector, if data centers aren't able to be built and the economy is really hit, that we will see things turn around. Like, of course, right now, we have an administration that is not favorable towards offshore wind. So it depends on if our alternatives proposed that are economically viable. But because of the larger macro scale impact, I am confident that it will turn around. I think the timeline is just the biggest question.
Thanks for taking the time to speak to me today, guys. Firstly, could you obviously introduce what you're here for?
To meet with our clients, understand where they are with the data gaps they have for their projects, and then also, since it's the International Partnering Forum, start to talk to people and understand, with the U.S. slowing down, we are all looking towards these other markets that have a lot ongoing this year. And so what's going on with those markets, meet with people and talk with them a little bit about how they see things going over the next couple months.
Just to sort of ask about, offshore wind, specifically the US, how do you see the market? How do you see TGS position themselves within that? What are your core strengths, key attributes?
The US is one of the biggest countries in the world, and although there are some headwinds right now, obvious headwinds for the offshore wind industry, what the offshore wind industry is doing is it's providing power. It's providing electricity. Electricity demand is only increasing. We talk about electrification, we talk about EV cars, we talk about data centers, we talk about population increasing. That requires a lot of electricity. And so as we start to potentially feel tangible impacts of this industry slowing down, it could literally be curtailment of people. It could be the power shutting off during the hottest months in the summer. And so I do have a lot of confidence that as real impacts are felt from not having enough energy, they will look towards the most immediate solutions available. And offshore wind has been doing site characterization, making an effort in the industry for 20 years in the United States. And so a lot of effort has been put into making these projects what they call shovel ready. I am confident that it will turn around. I think the timeline is just the biggest question in the United States.
Okay. I work on the market intelligence side of things, so we kind of see the inside picture and we get the inside views from what's happening within the industry. And it's a bleak picture for now. But I think as time is going on, people are understanding that, hey, well, if we want to lead in AI, if we want to lead in cryptocurrency, we need more energy. And we can't do this under the just drill, baby drill initiative. There needs to be alternatives. So he's kind of hoping that as time goes on, as we get towards midterms or the end of the current term, that things start to come back around and things start to rebuild. And it's what they can do in the meantime to make sure that things don't stagnate, that the supply chain doesn't move away, that developers in however many years' time aren't like, well, we can just cut our losses and go elsewhere. So it's a very trying time for the US, and there's a lot of things that are going against it. But with companies like Atlantic Shores and Dominion with their local wind farm here off the coast of Virginia, they're the little ray of light that they're sticking there because they're determined and they're like, well, we're going to do this. It comes down to how things roll out on a federal level. If there are just more and more setbacks, it will just get to a breaking point where companies and developers and OEMs, manufacturers are going to be like, is it worth it?
There's a lot that goes into site characterization, and one of the many things is the surveys that people are doing. So mid-ocean surveys, looking at the wind and the wave characteristics, the environmental activity in the area, also looking at the seabed and going down into the seabed. So the geophysical properties, the geotechnical properties of these lease areas. So my responsibility is really on that survey side, so data acquisition. And what makes TGS unique in this market is that we have commercial models that support minimizing the economic impact of uncertainty, what we call the multi-client model, where TGS invests in a project and we share that data across the industry. And so it's an actual commercial model around data sharing, which leads us to a better quality data set and lower costs for the industry. And then on the site characterization side, on geophysical, the technology that we have provides the best, most comprehensive picture of the seafloor, all the way down to 60, 100 meters, as deep as these projects are going. We acquire all that data in one pass. And so what that does is it eliminates the need to go out and do second rounds of surveys, which has a very long lead time for securing the vessels, managing the teams. It's expensive. The more surveys you do, the more expensive it is, of course. And so by being able to do all these surveys in one go, we save years of project development timeline. And so I think that by having innovative commercial models and by having very, very high quality data, we're allowing these projects to develop more cost effectively and more quickly.
Excellent. All right. Well, thanks both for taking the time to speak to me. Thank you.